Yeah, we're not gonna really watch the Call of Duty show here. Let's take a second to decompress because we got some time before the PC gaming show. But I guess yeah, hot reactions first thing after the show. I'd say pretty good show. I'm supreme. Like even Keeley was able to take a minute and address things. Where even in times past when it wasn't directly Xbox, I feel like they even addressed like we're having turmoil across the industry. Like when it was other studios, they were able to say stuff at their show, and then here they're just completely silent. Not even a hint.
Of course.
But I mean, like, come on. I mean, what do you say, right? Like, but like, this feels even dirtier.
I mean, all the people we saw on the screen here today have already said their piece, and we had to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
Yeah, I mean,
it was necessary.
Yeah, it's that was a little, you know. I mean, again, what are they gonna say? What are they gonna do? Like, it's happened. It's, you know, but that aside, everything that we saw here that's brand new. This was the payoff, right? Where like past years, I think were exciting, but it was a lot of stuff like CG trailers and so, you know, like, oh, that's cool. This year was like we're showing you all the gameplay of all those things. So like stuff like South of Midnight and Fable and Perfect Dark. Like we're finally seeing like how those games actually play, and that's pretty exciting. Some fun surprises in there. It's cool to see them also have something like Winter Burrow in there, right? Like amidst all these like big budget, highly produced, you know, things. All of a sudden there's this little mouse game in there, you know. At a show like this specifically, it's good to see because it shows kind of where they're headed. I wish like they have a robust independent support thing, and that was pretty much like the one in here, and so that's a little disappointing that like we didn't have like an ID at Xbox like segment where there was multiple indies on display.
Would be nice.
But you know, again, overall I'd say that was a solid like a B+ show. Where like the highs were so high, but then there's so many chunks of just like I don't really care about this. I don't really, you know, like, just like, the pace was weird because it was like, I guess it worked because it was like highs and then lows and then highs and then lows and then, like, they could have worked on that pace a little bit, but also maybe it's balanced in that way, right? You know, so it's hard to tell, but, yeah, I mean, The Elder Scrolls is way too
years and years away, many years away.
I think they just shot themselves in their foot when they first revealed that. But also, like, yeah, I mean, I say we see something maybe again next year because Starfield, like, they're still reeling from that, still building back up after Starfield, and then hopefully have something to show as soon as next year, maybe. But yeah, I mean, solid show. You guys got any thoughts? Just quick, just immediate aftermath.
Yeah, I would agree with B+. Like I was probably more intrigued by this showcase than both of you were, because I know Diablo, like I know Elder Scrolls Online, I know a lot of these games, and I got excited for a bunch of this stuff. Probably more so than the general people here. But there were some lows or like some stuff where like, okay, like we didn't like you need to show that here. Like I didn't need to see Assassin's Creed today. I didn't need to see Call of Duty right at the top of the show when we're gonna have this big Call of Duty thing right after. Yeah, like I'm just ready for what's coming next. I'm glad they showed a lot of the stuff that we saw last year, and they just kind of like, okay, here's a closer look at it. Here's we know we actually been working on it. Here's gameplay. Here's a date. Here's more than just a CGI trailer today. So that's exciting. As to in terms of the diversity of games, not too much. It was all a lot of first party stuff, a lot of very close third party stuff, not enough indie for me, like they usually, like you were just saying, like they usually have a block of like, here's all the indies we're working with. But it's a pretty good show. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I mean, like Immortality made its debut at the Xbox show when it, when that was revealed. What, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? I don't remember. Time's fake.
Time is a construct.
I mean, between your sleep deprivation and everything else, like, yeah, I know you're like, you figured you probably this would be one of those ones where it's like, you like from afar, but like doesn't necessarily hit you the way it would hit us. And how did you feel about it? I mean, I think there were some fun surprises for you in here, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I would say is like this was the show that I was expecting. It's not a lot of stuff that appeals to me personally, but I can see in theory that it was a lot of big names, big franchises, big first party stuff, and
Fern,
that's exciting for someone.
Fern is like that one Twitter post where it's like, I ain't reading all that. I'm sorry for you, or I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy for you, or I'm sorry when that happened.
I was stoked to see South of Midnight. That's one that I really wanted to see that we got, just a little bit of last year. That was probably my highlight. There were some cool things, like Flintlock looked pretty neat, and Fable, I have like a vague interest in. I think I like watched my brothers play.
I liked
some of those, the older one.
I liked the framing of that Fable trailer, where it's like, she's a badass, she's da-da-da, and you're like, oh, it's the character, and then that character comes in at the end and goes, she's back, and you're like, wait, wait, and then yeah, like this evil villain returning. Again, like, could be the hero from Fable's past, where, again, those games you could play as, you could eventually become the villain. And so that'd be really interesting if it's, like, a character from your, from an old playthrough that went bad and has come back, like they said, and is your antagonist for the game.
Yeah. Fucking...
I was waiting for you.
Mixtape, Annapurna, and
then
Life is Strange.
Life is Strange?
Those were bonkers. I was not expecting.
I don't think we're gonna do like. I mean, we have time. I don't know. Like, it's now we gotta just backfill time here, but like, we're not gonna like step away and like gather up our highlights. I think in the same way we would for some of those other shows, just because there's only like 30, and then games in here. That's what was about the final count, right? Like 30 games.
Yeah, exactly 30 games.
And it's also like they don't need the extra spotlight. Like
right.
These are games that are getting the, like you said, what was it, like 2 million people watching the live the main broadcast, like that is
they don't need our help.
Meanwhile, while like the other shows we were watching is like maybe they have 10K, Let me check some stuff really quick. And then we can just hop into just watching some of those trailers again, see if we can, maybe just like do like little deep dives of some of the trailers we're interested in. And like,
I want to watch that Doom trailer.
Yeah, and we'll like try to
miss the entirety of the Doom trailer.
Dissect what we're seeing there, maybe.
Let's do it.
All right, now we can go over. Sorry, Call of Duty. I gotta say, I don't give a shit.
I'm not.
I will. Here's what I'll say. It's coming to Game Pass this year for the first time. I'll probably play the campaign then. Last year's,
at the very least.
At last year's, I hard skipped because I heard it was literally the Warzone map with some missions on it, and that's horrendous. And so it seems like from what I did just see here, a little bit is they are going back to like the Black Ops, like really in depth, interesting.
They got Bill Clinton.
Yeah. Really in depth, interesting, like brain. It's day 4. I'm starting to melt.
That's fair.
Like cinematic first person narrative stuff that Call of Duty used to be the pioneers of. And I saw that they talked about doing a heist at a casino, and we're like, fully dipping into like Black Ops started and it's like in the 60s, right? And now we're like all the way into like the 90s now, and that's interesting. Like we haven't seen, you know, a big budget first person shooter take place in the 90s. That's like an interesting perspective to have. And so I'm curious for the single player, but you know, otherwise
I'm excited for my team of Nicki Minaj, Spawn, Vampire Hunter D, and a Teletubby to walk into this game.
yeah,
No lies of anything I just told, by the way. Those are all characters in Call of Duty.
I think in general too, it's gonna be fun to rewatch some of these trailers because the way we started today was a little like, you know, cobbled together where we were like rushing in, and then also like having to like just catch up to what was happening. I guess I'll open this because I do want to see that again. And again, we have like an hour and a half to fill here.
Is it really an hour and a half?
Yeah.
No, isn't it 12?
Is it 12?
PM?
I swear it's 1.
It might be 1.
It's 1.
Oh my god. Call of Duty's supposed to go on for that long?
Well, I don't think they're like connected. I think Call of Duty's gonna end at 12 and then
whenever it ends.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So we might as well play some of these demos.
I'm in.
Just play
right,
one.
What trailer are we watching?
Let's start with Doom.
All right, let's go Doom. Tell me when to.
Yeah, I'm just on the Xbox page.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I'm on Bethesda apparently. Never mind. Kidding. I'm going Xbox.
Yeah, we'll check out some of these trailers again. Kind of try to see what we can pick apart from what we're seeing here. Yeah,
What the hell was Doom?
Fish properly missed this one, so.
Nope.
It looked pretty cool as an outsider.
Yeah, I'm, you know, I don't want to say anything, so Fish can have the watch experience, but there's some interesting, I'm curious where they're going with some of this stuff. Like, you good? Not good. He died, in fact. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what it is, right? Objectively a strong showcase. Someone's tweeting. Objectively strong showcase. But given the lead up to it, it's hard to fully quieten the thought that some of these games are potentially going to be the last ones these studios release.
Yep.
Like that. You know, like they're saying, like they have a strong IP lineup, but like, do people care about these IP anymore? And so, if no, when they flop, are those studios just doomed? Even though they could be great games, right? But they just don't sell the way they need these games to sell. You know, we saw it with Redfall. We saw it like we saw it with Hi-Fi Rush. These two pillars of last year that were both okay. Redfall was panned, but they were working on fixing it.
Yeah.
And Hi-Fi Rush was incredibly successful. And then both studios got shut down, you know? Yeah. So it's just like, it is in the back. It's hard to not have that in the back of your brain. And it just makes you sad because it's like, these games do look good from what we watched, right? So, all right, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All righty, let's do 3, 2, 1, click. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh my god. Call of Duty. Before he became Doom Guy. So I'm gonna keep it 100 with everyone here. I didn't play the second one.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Not because I didn't want to. I haven't had time.
Yeah. I heard it was a slightly disappointing just because it was more like Doom. The Doom reboot was cool because it was like narrative plus the chaos of Doom, and then Doom 2 was like, now it's fully just like like a score rush, like almost like it's just waves of enemies, it's chaos, and some people really like that, but like it was like, oh, I kind of wanted more of what they started with Doom 2016.
Yeah. Is that a shield?
Look at this gun.
What is it shooting?
It's
throwing skulls?
It's grinding the skulls up and then shooting the bits of it.
That's pretty cool. Captain America shield? With what looks like a chainsaw on it?
Yeah. So here's what I was saying. This almost looks open world, right? Like, this looks like a big open space.
You know, it could be. Now, I don't want to jinx it, but it could be like a Serious Sam situation there. Serious Sam in those huge open maps,
or even, I mean, like, it could be they're like kind of taking, they're kind of taking from Brain. Also, oh, I just noticed that PlayStation 5 confirmed. Which is ever since, you know, they bought all these companies, it was like, okay, how many of these things are going to stay multi-platform? I think they can't afford to not have it come out on PS5 is why it's coming out on PS5. You can't do that sort of thing outside the Serious engine though. No, yeah, I was going to say, it almost reminds me vaguely, just looking at it, of Halo Infinite, right? Which was big open world, but a first-person shooter. So there is, like, you go into buildings, and it is like a level of, like, you know, a classic Doom, a classic Halo, and then you get back out into the open world again, and you're like, you know, going across these big maps. I want to shout out, like, the exciting things in this trailer for me were.
I would say, do you want to share your Discord
yeah,
screen?
We'll just
just because it's gonna be a lot of like, oh, where are you in the trailer? Like, let me go there.
I would do that. I'll do that with you.
Oh, thank you.
This is unironically how we talk to each other sometimes. So
only when we're in bed.
Yeah. I mean, I like the whole setup of. I think it's supposed to be like an alternate reality type thing, but like, yeah, like this is supposed to be before. So he's just been this warrior fighting for hundreds of years, right? Like, and they're like, before he was the hero of the universe, he was a tool of gods and man. You know what I mean? Like,
well, if you read the lore,
full stop.
Doom guy was doing this before he was a space marine.
Well, there you go. This
is lore accurate. So this is unless this is somehow far future, this is gonna be a prequel.
Yeah, I like that. That he's just a fucking endless killing machine. And yeah, he's doing like, I just love the vibe of it. And even though it's weird because he's wearing Space Marine fit still.
Yeah.
But he has like the bear.
Yeah, because like what's funny, it might have been in Doom 3 or even might be in Doom 2016. You find like a ancient tablet and it just looks like him. Like in like the Space Marine stuff. It's just like, okay, we get it.
What I appreciate is like, yeah, they kind of are silly with it, right? Like they're not taking it that seriously. It's a guy who kills a bunch of demons over
John
and over
Demon
again.
Killer.
Yeah, like, and they know that, right? So we see classic shotgun. I love that it's just like this mythical, like it's Lancelot getting Excalibur. You know, like here you go. Here's
it's just a double barrel shotgun.
Here's your shotgun, my liege. And then the cool new chainsaw.
I like the cape.
Yeah, it's Kratos.
Yeah.
And then yeah, in this trailer, let me turn it down now that we're doing just kind of looking at some of these fun things. I mean, yeah, we've seen some brutal kills here. This weapon, yeah, again, when we saw this, I was like, holy shit, this is kind of wild and fun. It's literally.
Give me your hottest take on what this weapon is called.
Ooh.
It's gonna be like
I mean, it's probably. My brain is jumping straight to generic, just Skull Crusher.
Right? I'm going like excavator.
Excavator, I like that. You got anything?
No.
The grinder, even maybe. Yeah, because it's literally you put in the skulls of your enemies, presumably. It grinds them up and shoots out the bits of skull into them all in a chain gun format. Then they go straight into the chainsaw shield. Yeah, that's interesting because like I think they have like you can like parry attacks and stuff, especially probably with the shield. So, like green blast is probably something you can like reflect back while the other ones aren't. Maybe that's what's going on there. Oh, interesting. Didn't catch that the first time. You kill not the monster, but the rider.
Yeah.
So again, if we're going for that open world potential, is this now a mount? Sorry, is this now a mount you can ride on? We'll see. We're killing 90 minutes.
That gun looks new too. The one he just put away before deflecting that looks like a stake gun.
Yeah. Let's go
like
back.
Like what are you, vampire hunter?
Oh yeah, it is like.
No, watch the next one right after this.
Oh come on. Yeah, let me just frame by frame. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's pulling something else out. Oh, it's just like an axe. Oh no, it's like a flail. Oh
yeah, and then right after this, when it cuts to the next part, when he's about to deflect the shots, he's holding like a gun with like stakes in it, like wooden stakes.
Let's see. See, this is what we're here. I mean, especially these trailers, I think they purposefully like you might have seen something, you know, like they purposely put something in for like a half a frame or something, you know.
Yeah, right there. Look at those.
Oh yeah.
Those are like railway spikes.
Yeah, it's full on, and they're like blessed already, so they're ready for
they're
for murder.
That's gnarly.
Back to the double barrel. Yeah, no, I mean this is more intriguing to me than Doom 2 was.
Yeah.
Doom 2 also. There you go. It's in use there. He stakes that guy to that board.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
The other thing, I feel like Doom 2 started to dip into like we're the souls of first-person shooters. Where like, I feel like it was really hard, is what I heard too. And so I was like, I just want to go and I just want to shoot things, you know. This is so exciting. Like I'm still confused. Like, okay, are we medieval or what's going on?
Mecha Doom guy.
Mecha Doom guy, like a full-on mech suit, and then yeah, you're punching this giant ass demon.
Bro, the cyber demon ain't have nothing on us.
And then now we're flying around.
Yeah, we are flying around on just the demon, aren't we?
Yeah, so I think, like I said, I think we're
that
looking
might be
at
open world.
an open world situation.
But do we think this is?
Because look at this.
Do we think this is canon or spin-off?
It sounds like it's. I don't know. Like you're saying though, there's canon links, right? Like that's why at first I thought it was just pure a spin-off, just like a fun little like, you know what? Fuck it, we're just gonna make a thing we want to make, right? With this franchise that's wild. Okay, so I'm trying to look here because I was like, maybe it's a level, right? Because this looks like it's a giant, like demon battleship, maybe.
You know, if you cut back to where we first saw that open world, it looks like what's in the top left of that open world thing. So it may be the same area. Like when he walks out.
Yeah. I hope that's the opening of the game as well. Just him getting equipped, you know? Is it right here, I think? When he leaves the building? Or no,
it was I think it was before this.
Let me see.
Yeah, it's like a plasma rifle. I mean, they don't show it for long when he.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's why I was like, "Where is it?" Because yeah, I
those
remember
like archways. Watch this.
Laser beam shoots down.
Yeah, we're like on a spaceship. Oh no.
Yeah, see,
I
I'm
mean, there's some
confused.
archways there. Where was it in the trailer?
I'm just confused, man. I thought it was like, yeah, like he walks out and he's.
Yeah.
I saw some people mentioning Breath of the Wild as a potential inspiration here, which is kind of funny.
I'm kind of into that. Like a demon Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, right here.
Oh, yeah. It is like a giant ship.
Yeah.
So, actually, Fish, that's called an arcade. I mean, that would play into potential open world design, right? Like you have to take out these.
Yeah, there's one in the back there too.
Yeah, like
already
you gotta
there.
like find them in the world and then get on there, destroy it, and then take it out, and then like, oh, you reclaimed a bit of the land. Thanks, Doom Guy.
Who's talking to you?
Thanks, Doom Guy. It's me, Jack, in the chair. Yeah, great trailer. Great trailer. And it's oftentimes I do get sucked into that, oh, I learned about the game, I'm not going to be excited when I watch the trailer, but this was a good trailer. Like, I knew Doom was coming. I knew it was going to be this kind of like medieval tinged Doom, and still like this really sold me on it, you know, and I'm excited for it. Yeah, you even, as someone who doesn't really play that kind of like game period, but also Doom in general, like you're in the, you got your Fortnite diploma. But you know, I don't think you've shown much interest in a Doom before, and so like, sounds
I've
like
never met a Doom before.
sounds like you're intrigued.
You know what? I'll take you to meet your Doom. Fern.
Thank you. Yeah, I just like when weapons and monsters are plucky, you know.
I like
when they're just
creative.
unusual and creative. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's just fun to play around with.
Doom: The Dark Ages coming 2025. Again, to all
Day and date for
practical
everything.
systems.
The only systems that really matter.
The only ones that could run even a second of it. So yeah, that looked pretty good. The next one I want
for someone to make a fucking Doom: The Dark Ages running on Doom 64 on a Switch.
Hell yeah. The ones that aren't for
Now,
babies.
For this, I'm gonna plant this in your head right now. Someone, I just read somewhere that someone might say this is a mobile game.
No, this is the Dragon
This is the next canon.
Yeah.
Dragon Age.
They changed the name from Dreadwolf to the Veilguard. So dumb. Oh,
The Dreadwolf is a much cooler name.
Yeah.
Dragon Age Dreadwolf, Dragon Age Inquisition, Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age. What was the second one?
The Veilguard.
Yeah, and then now it's Dragon Age the Veilguard. Like just Dragon Age Veilguard. It's right there. Oh, like that
They had
alone.
it so close.
That alone would have made this, but like and now you stumble when you, Dragon Age the Veilguard. Like I hate that. But yeah, this is the next one on my list here because I think the tone they set here is so interesting. I mean, Dragon Age has always been a little like, you know, all BioWare games have had a little silly, goofy tinge, you know. But this kind of has this like, I'm assembling a team, and we're, you know, like,
This'll take more than you and me.
I'm really intrigued by what they got going here.
Someone to be our eyes and ears and
I'm excited because people, you know, this game's been in development for so long, and so it's cool to see it finally coming together. I think BioWare is at its best when it's doing a game like this, right? It is a game of like, here's this weird hodgepodge of people, and then you have to figure out as the party leader how you get them to work together, build these relationships, and, you know, get them out of there. I will also say I like it. It does have this stylized approach, like just enough that like the series hasn't really had, and I appreciate them, you know, trying something with that. I know that according to leaks, we know that this is going to be a very different kind of Dragon Age, unless they've drastically overhauled it since then. It's going to be more action combat. It's going to be vaguely inspired. I think the reports were it's inspired by God of War 2018, so it's going to be more like that. Exactly. You know, if your face is perking up there.
No, I'm doing a, you know,
a cringe,
because I feel like it's pushing away the older fans.
But at the same time, like we keep talking about like things need to do well. Like it sucks, but you know, see franchises keep doing this, keep going for broader appeal, and like it is something I'm interested in. I'm curious though. I say that, you know, from the leaked stuff. Oh, I didn't catch that.
Gameplay, yeah. All right, June 11th. So we'll see something.
So Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll know. We'll know what it looks like. I'll say that knowing those leaks and then seeing that trailer, that doesn't necessarily add up to me, right? Because like this is so party focused and it's so role based, right? It's like here's the detective, here's the scout, here's the and like the way they're setting it up, like I said, kind of like a heist movie, right? Like it doesn't feel like then you do an action game around that, right? It feels more like then you do Baldur's Gate around that, right? Like you do a traditional RPG where it's like you
do Dragon Age.
Yeah, you do Dragon Age. And so like maybe they did pivot after, maybe it was one of those leaks that wasn't really but also but it's been in progress for so long. How can they, and it's supposed to come out, like how can they pivot? How can they drastically change what the game has been built up to be? So I mean, we'll see on the 11th. But yeah, I liked BioWare is very capable of dropping the ball. I like that character's vibes. Just the joyful mischief maker.
Bro, me when they announce it's like God of War. I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
As a multifaceted, learned gamer, whatever this game ends up being, as long as it has a good story, I'll probably be playing it because I enjoy the older Dragon Age games, but I also enjoy, the combat and stuff of a God of War 2018.
Like if it has God of War 2018 vibes, action combat vibes at all, it doesn't have to be God of War, right? If it has action combat, but it still has those deep character relationships, it still has big choices you're making, dialogue trees, stuff like that. Like I'm in. Still.
Is it like the new Dragon's Dogma?
Yeah,
that's perfectly fine with me.
So,
as long as I can still have relations with characters in this game,
as long as I can have a threesome with both of them,
just put them in one trench coat.
Fuck me, is what I'd say to them.
For context, if people don't know, Dragon Age is a very horny game.
Yes.
So
I think you get a sex scene with one character after you kill a dragon because he's like, that juiced me up, brother. You want?
Yeah, that was hot.
You want to go?
Nice.
So coming this year, finally coming out. Like, I think at the end of the day, for fans of the franchise, it's finally coming. It's finally here, right? Like we can breathe. We can stop thinking about what it's going to be. We can stop wondering about what it's going to be. It'll just be here. And if it's good, if it's bad, at least it's here, at least it came out. At least we're getting a continuation of the storyline, right? Because, like the main character, or like a character from the past game, like went evil, and that he's like supposed to be the main villain of this. As I think the lore, I don't, I haven't fully caught up on my Dragon Age. I didn't finish Dragon Age college.
You didn't do your homework, bro.
I didn't get my Dragon Age diploma, but I think that's the lore. So it's like, people have been waiting for, what happens, like what are they? I think that the dwarf guy, that's why I was like, he looks so familiar. He's like a guy that's been in the like multiple games at this point now. So like finally
he's definitely dying.
Finally get to see some of those old characters again. They have characters coming in and out. They even have old player characters like the hero from Dragon Age 1 or 2, like coming into some of these other games as well sometimes. So that's kind of cool. Be interesting to see if the Inquisitor from Inquisition comes around. Yeah, I didn't expect to, like, with how troubled this was, didn't expect to be as intrigued as I was by that trailer.
That's also where I'm like, it's been in development for a long time. This could be, maybe it's been in the oven so long that it turns out amazing.
They came out the other side and figured it out.
Yeah, but typically with a game that's been in the oven that long, it's burnt.
And BioWare's had issues, so it's. I think on the whole, though, BioWare somehow comes out with something interesting. Like as a defender of Mass Effect whatever the fuck it was called.
Andromeda.
I actually liked that game. Like, and so like I just think they can pull it off, and so I'm interested.
I believe.
Yeah, in the
I believe.
Veilguard, and it'd be nice to see them get a win. Do you have anything on the Veilguard there?
Not really.
You're just happy for Joey?
I'm happy for Joey. It looks all right. Like the vibe of the trailer was good, the characters and everything.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, the best BioWare games are like, I'm making a team and we're gonna do a big deal thing, you know. And so like,
we're going to McDonald's.
We're going to Mickey D's. Like that's what Mass Effect 2, right? Is like this big mission, and so you're literally going across the galaxy, getting people to join up with you. And then finally at the end, it's like, okay, let's do this, you know? And that was like the best Mass Effect. And so like to have that kind of setup here of like, we can't do this alone. What are we going to do? And then you just slowly see these personalities, you know? And it's like, okay, that's fun. Like I'm intrigued.
Do love to assemble a team.
Me too.
I'm building a team. And then this one, completely out of left field, completely brand new team. Brand new kind of genre for Xbox. Really, they don't really dip into this full on turn-based RPG set in like a whole new like interesting setting. Yeah, that's the Eiffel Tower, you know, like where's this set? When's this set? We see in the sky, yeah, there's this thing ticking down. It goes from 34 to 33.
He said it was years, so
yeah, let me see.
Every year that the timer ticks down.
Oh, okay. And then, of course, the thing we were catching on to immediately. This is Ben Starr, the voice of Clive from Final Fantasy 16, and I think her name's Samantha Baert, the voice of Karlach. I'm pretty sure is this sidekick character.
You know who his face looks modeled after?
Huh.
Robert Pattinson.
I can see that. Let me see what I can read about this game as the trailer plays here. Combining fantasy and Bellapoke art influences, you'll be leading the mysterious paintress is the villain. Who's tormenting humanity by painting this number on that tower, and anyone born in the particular year that she writes dies.
Oh.
What the hell? Dude, that's not fair.
Yeah, I couldn't hear everything, but I kept hearing them talk about the paintress, and I was like,
yeah,
what's going on now?
So every time a year passes, more people die, and it's less people there to join in the fight, basically. And so it's really interesting. Okay, now that I'm seeing this, I'm really interested. I saw someone else point this out, and now I see it. They said it's very, oh yeah, you see here, the number changed. She lost someone right there at the end.
She fucking sold it with that scream. She's paying rent with that.
No one has the confirmation that's Ben Starr and the voice Karlach, but we can almost say that's Ben Starr, right?
It's like a Troy Baker situation.
Yeah,
like
that's his
Nolan
voice.
North. They're like, you know that voice.
Okay, so I'm gonna play this in 0.75. Someone said the combat is Paper Mario like, and so I was like, okay, let me see this again.
Which one? The Origami King?
No, the like Paper Mario. Because look, yeah, you got QTE based like to do more damage, but then also I noticed something really interesting is seemingly during the attack phase of the enemies, you have free reign, like you have free control over what you're doing.
Yeah, I saw on the left side of the screen, there's not only a timer, like whose turn is next, but also right there, parry, dodge, jump, gradient.
Yeah, so you're like waiting and you can like, and there was a specific attack that was like sweeping, and it like even said like jumped, like it was like you dodged it you chose the right move, you know, it's almost like a rock paper scissors. But yeah, there you go, jump, like you jumped over the sweeping under,
parried, dodge.
Also, yeah, if you look over here, sorry, I went back because while we were talking about the other thing, There's even a free aiming thing happening here with one of these attacks. Yeah, you're like targeting specific parts. So there's some interesting stuff happening in the battle system that's more than, you know, at first visually it kind of reminded us of Persona, but like clearly it's doing some really different stuff with the combat system that's really intriguing. I think this is gonna be, I think we said it at the time it had the juice, but this is gonna be a sneaky, like if there was enough, you know, stuff and we weren't having to fill time and we were picking like this, I would have tried to make this my pick. Like this looks so good. I'm excited for this. I'm fully in my RPG era like right now. Like I've been eating up so many of those, and to see Xbox invest in a studio. This is former Ubisoft devs. This team,
interesting.
Coming together, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, again, Clive and Karlach as your two main characters.
Can I make them kiss?
You know how to manifest. You know how to make the most out of the moment there with people in love with those characters. And hello, Glory.
Hi, Glory.
Hello, Glory.
Welcome.
Oh, here's an actual press release about this game, so maybe we'll have some more answers here. Beautiful story-driven experience and an emotional cast of characters that will stay with them long after the credits roll. That's literally a line in this press.
Please do not say that.
Year after year, once a year, the paintress wakes to paint a cursed number upon her monolith, and everyone of that age.
Oh.
Oh my god! So that's so cool. It's like the kids gotta save us. That's why I was gonna say she looks kind of young, and so it's like she's probably like one of the best soldiers because she's younger and she's not gonna just fade away. 33, like, is Clive gonna die? Like, he seems like he's up there.
Maybe that's who we're saving.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, yeah, and then she's like sobbing alone at the end there. Like maybe she's the actual main character, and it's like,
whoa, spoiler, dude.
A third of the way through the game, like he dies, and it's just about like moving on without him.
33% of the way through the game.
Hey yo. Yeah, I'm really interested in that, and like getting that little more, like seeing that deeper look into the way the gameplay worked is interesting. Yeah, let's go to the next trailer here. Yeah, Glory. So we finished the Xbox showcase, and so funny. Sorry. We put out that day 2 recap. Was it day 2?
Day 2.
I don't know anymore. And in it, I'll read you beat for beat what I say about. So we like highlighted each show, right? But then we also said like, here's one game that captured the vibe of the whole show. And so for Devolver, I said that show was, quote, horrifying, parentheses, in the good way. And then I said, so a game that captured the vibe of horrifying in a good way, the Crush House. I think the Crush House captured that vibe. And here's why. And this is exactly what I wrote. Okay, so you might be asking yourself, how in the world is the game where you film a drama-filled dating reality show horrifying, especially when it's as colorful and pretty as Nariel's Crush House? But once I say one name, you'll know exactly how this game can dig into your skin and horrify you. Chorby. And then I put a picture of that Furby guy, and I said, how I wrote it, this Furby-ass motherfucker is horrifying even before the trailer makes it clear he's up to no good. Those big, bulbous, dead eyes, that pig nose, that dollop of whipped cream placed delicately on his beautiful head. I mean, horrible head. Knowing he'll be watching us as we film the contestants fighting, making out, and fighting again puts a chill down my spine. But I'll keep an extra eye on him for everyone when the Crush House launches August 9th. Check out the demo now, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, that's fun. We've gotten the attention of
Really?
We got the like almost everyone working on that team has liked the tweet about that story. Including funny. The social person who I've literally just now replied and said, I love how you use the shitpost version of Chorb. The 2-minute edit is here to stay. Also, I'm a Chorby apologist. He did nothing wrong.
That's funny.
Yeah, like the overnight, we kept getting like more likes from different people on the team. I was like, what the hell? What the hell? Also, did you see this? This like, is it on here or is it on VGG? We got a like on that same post because we also talked about Outer Sloth and the Blumhouse games.
Among Us.
Oh, yo, let's go.
What happened?
Okay, hold on. I'll bring it into this window so you can see it because it'll be on the Discord share window. Oh, that's so good, dude. Says, hop off our goat Chorby. The Crush House account has retweeted our story. Gosh, what has that little blob of joy ever done? Nothing. Nothing evil at all. Hop off our goat, brother. Oh, that's so good. Fun. Oh, man.
I'm crying. Fun.
I'm sorry, dude. Hey, that guy's fucked up. We all know it.
Fucked up little guy.
But, okay, so in that same article, we talk about the Blumhouse initiative. The CFO at Blumhouse Games.
Oh, shit.
Liking that tweet. Hell yeah. Oh, man.
Let us in, Mr. Blumhouse. Mr. Blum.
We'd like to start an alliance, Mr. Blum.
I love that we've gotten to the point where we're having game developers respond to our work by saying "hop off our goat"
with all the emojis of screaming.
Oh,
that's so funny.
Okay, this one.
Anyway,
yeah, back to the recap. Anyways, I just needed to take a minute there.
We have 20 something minutes.
20.
That's with maybe probably the counter starts in 23 minutes.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah,
I'll turn this up a little bit, and I'm fine to like kind of just watch this one again once through because we had so many hitches and interruptions on this one. This is South of Midnight, if you recall from last year, gamers. This is kind of bayou-based monster hunting action game that had this great trailer where she was like talking to this giant old man with little, like skull face and is all fucked up.
Guitar or something.
Yeah, playing guitar, and he's like, "What do you want?" They had a great vibe. And
what are you buying?
Here's the gameplay reveal for folks that missed this one. Yeah, this one looked really good.
Do you think there's a chance my mom's still alive?
If your mom's anything like you here, she'll keep fighting till we find her.
I hope so. It's just hard to believe.
For those who don't know, that's a nutria.
You mean to tell me
You
your
can tell by
mama
its
never told
freaky-ass
you
rat
stories
tail.
about critters and weavers? Oh, you're lucky I come along.
What?
Is it like a robot eye too on the left there?
That's two-toed Tom. Big gator.
Okay, I'm sorry. We've created infighting at Nariel. Where after the hop off our goat Chorby's done nothing wrong, one of the developers says truth in bio, and if you hover and look at their bio, in their bio at the end it says Chorby is evil, and then their social person responds wrong. And then the initial person comes back and said bios can't lie. Oh man. Okay, anyways. Sorry, we're locked in.
After I got you,
Bro, the devs at South of Midnight are like, don't even care about it.
Disposition to be gator snacks.
Well, me neither.
If we're gonna go on, we gotta get rid of him.
I'm all
Oh man, I love the Creole. Like, we gotta get rid of him.
Go on and ring.
You want to make him come running?
Tom can't abide the sound of the bell. Some church folks once tried to dynamite him, and he didn't take that too kind. If you ring that bell, he might skedaddle.
You better not skedaddle.
Go on now, scoot. I'll pick you up yonder after to go find your mom.
The design's so cool. The like
Trifling ass mudcat.
like fibrous fabric.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if he's actually like made of fabric, or if it's just like a style.
Yeah. I mean, either way, it just looks so cool.
What does she say? Trifling ass mudcat?
Mudcat.
Mudcat.
That's. I think that is the Bayou variant of the Like it was like swamp catfish.
Yeah, I think in the bayou, you literally stick your hands in like mud holes to find a catfish. I've seen videos about how like they fish for catfish in the south.
That's why they call you fish, huh?
Yeah. I'll be watching weird shit. All right, so that was the left trigger attack. It's on cooldown now. What was that prompt to end the fight?
All right.
Let's see.
Time to find that.
I think it's like it's a unravel. Yeah, so
Yeah, so it might be fabric.
Because I actually, when I was looking at that at the end of the fight, yeah, I mean, like we see kind of like threads. Here, right?
It reminds me of Ghostwire. That's basically what you do. You go like unravel them.
All right.
Go play.
Time to find that church. There it is. Now to get over there.
The flying, yeah, like you said, very much. Oh yeah.
See, no one saw the cow. I was like, what that cow doing?
Where? I didn't see it.
Look on the left.
Oh yeah, what that cow doing?
Here. VGG
Save
deep dive.
him.
VGG deep dive. What's this going on?
World's
largest what?
Peach. It's a peach.
Oh,
yeah.
peach. So we're definitely in the South, Georgia.
Put a red circle around the cow.
So it looks a little linear with like big areas to explore.
Love the song.
Yeah.
Thanks for the hybrid code.
Thank you.
This music's so good. Yeah, and it wasn't. I love the little twist here. Like the catfish tells her like, ring the bell. And that guy hates that. And so he's gonna leave if you do that. And then he comes running over.
He did say he might.
Yeah.
He might skedaddle.
Yeah, because he was saying that the church folk threw dynamite at him before and he didn't like it. So instead of chasing him away, it just pissed him off. And he's like, oh, the church people, I'm gonna go try and kill them. I like the dress on her right there too. I just realized that.
Yeah. Game looks so sick.
Mm-hmm.
Play it day one with Game Pass.
Is day one for me.
It's a day one.
There's so much specific gameplay in there that like I don't think we have to like really deep dive. So we're seeing, you said the left trigger attack was used in here. Dude, what's the left bumper? Is that just the like she?
I think it's the
yeah, when she zipped over here.
Oosh, yeah.
Let's see.
You know
Let's
that
see.
one?
Let's see if it like shows any button press. Oh no, that's left trigger.
Oh, so it's the same button. Interesting.
Let's keep an eye out. Everyone look at the left bumper and see if it gets used here.
The dodge there. Yeah, there's the left trigger.
Is it unused? We never know. Well, Mad Rut, we'll stream it for you.
All right. Time to find
Yeah, I
that
have
church.
confirmation that the digital-only Xbox is $50 cheaper than the regular Xbox.
We're gonna stream this game?
Maybe.
Hog?
There it is.
I'm gonna play it.
Now to get over there.
Yeah, I'm playing it.
Yeah.
That's different than streaming in it.
In it.
Is it?
Yes. Very much.
No, because if I played at home, that means Shazami's watching. I have one viewer on my home stream.
When I play games, I'm sitting here going, chat, did you see that? That was wild.
I'd be doing that too. Like, yo, chat, is this
Yeah, and left bumper just not used at all. So who knows
Who knows?
what that is? It looks like
statues in the distance.
you know, as we're wondering about the. Oh yeah,
Look at those guys.
are they statues even? We know there's big people in this world.
They're just standing still.
Maybe they're chilling. They're like, I had a long day.
Just
They're,
posing,
they're a
pretending
flash
to play
mob.
an instrument.
They're a flash mob. You know, we
Cows. Look at the cows.
more cows. Deep dive here, VGG. The other thing I'll mention with this one is, you know, we're wondering about that whole thread thing, and we're wondering about this left bumper. That looks like a needle and thread, right? That looks like.
Oh yeah, looks like a needle. and
Well,
thread.
they're called like weavers or something.
Oh, okay.
Remember, like
Yeah.
it's like her lineage or
I think
something.
we thought. I think when we watched it, the first time we thought that was like, yeah, her weapon is like a. What are they? That's like a specific tool. It's not just the needle. It's like, or it's a crochet needle, maybe. Specifically,
I
like
can't
it's
really
it's
see it.
very pixelated, but like, it's got that like hook and kind of like. You see what I mean?
Kind of.
That's a
Yeah.
clear. So you know, get those knots out, brother.
Yeah, I forget what they said about it in the. There was something about it in the first trailer that we saw, but the catfish references it too. Says something about weavers. So I think, you know, they're the ones that like unravel the monsters and
Reality is unraveling, if you will. Yeah, no,
the mind is unraveling.
This was, I think, when we did this last year, this was one of our highlights.
Yeah.
Just the initial trailer. So like being able to see gameplay, see that it's looks really fun. It has a distinct style between the like thread based vibes, and that like Spider-Verse esque, you know, that frame rate fuckiness that it just itches our brains in a fun way. Present here as well that we pointed out. And again, just more diverse protagonists as well. Really cool. Yeah, I'm super excited for this. I'm curious to see like how linear this is. Like this does seem very much like go down a path and, you know, go, but we see a lot of world around us. Like, is it gonna be that? Is it gonna be a little more open? We don't know. We don't know yet, but
We don't know.
coming 2025, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Coming
Yep.
to, and it's coming to PC day one as well. On Steam specifically. That's huge. I think it took a while for them to
Recognize.
bring stuff over to Steam because they were like, just use the Xbox Windows Store, you know. But yeah, I'm excited. We see the crocodile here. It looks we can dissect this little key art a little bit. We see a crocodile on the climbing at something up there. We got a house, a tree house of some sort. We got a snake climbing up. We got a little boar. Talk about wild boars.
What's the device she has on her back?
I know.
That is the most. She we've seen it a few different times. She doesn't use it in combat, seemingly, right? She was kind of using the hooks. So,
Not sure.
before we go on to the next game, we've touched a nerve.
We're just seeing the Twitter
So
replies unfold.
I went ahead and I replied as me, and I said, I've exposed something with this article. Hold up, let me get to work on a big news piece. Breaking: infighting at Nariel. Sources: Chorby tearing the team apart. And then the Chorby hater said, it's been happening for 2 years now. I've tried talking to HR about it, but I suspect Chorby's influence goes all the way to the top. Send help. And then another developer said, absolute nonsense. Chorby would never harm any of us unless he would. And then said, like twice if you need help. Someone said.
That's so funny.
We've started a whole. I've torn this family apart. I pulled on a thread that I felt Chorby's fuck ass vibes, and it's resulted in the war. Let's move on. This I want to pull out just because, you know, fuck Konami, the pachinko
Honestly.
machine company.
Yeah.
But for a long time, it felt like they were just ready to abandon games, right? And then suddenly, they were investing in Silent Hill again. And then suddenly, they're re-releasing the Metal Gear games again. And then suddenly, they're remaking MGS3. And so, it is interesting to see all this coming together. Like, they're trying something, which, you know, you got to appreciate in some capacity. But I'm curious to see how this does when it comes out, how it's received when it comes out, because there's a lot of mixed stuff going on. Yeah, I'm creating the Discourse, and then people are getting invested in it. Freaka, how do you feel about Metal Gear?
Oh, we got posture checked.
Not even a kiss, so that's not a good sign. Just kind of a sniff.
There you go. I got a kiss.
Okay, we got a kiss.
Nice.
I got a kiss.
So this was the kind of like big, a little bit of everything reveal trailer here for Delta, where we're seeing that iconic opening sequence on the big plane where they're getting ready to drop Big Boss into the scene. But what I want to say is, for the most part, this looks amazing. This looks really good. The Halo drop, that's the word I was looking for. It looks a lot better than I feel like even the first few shots of it were. Like the first few gameplay looks we got. What we're hearing is that it's not like a full-on remake, as far as like it's not a complete change of any of the scenarios or the story, but they're implementing like the modern Metal Gear gameplay systems.
I would even hazard a guess to say it looks better than MGS5. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah, like in terms of just like graphical fidelity, like not just
that hair.
You know, yeah,
that hair though. So I'm curious to see. I mean, that's what we heard early on, right? That they hadn't like rebuilt this from the ground up in drastic ways. Like it was still the same general map. It was still, you know, the same story. But now, like, seeing that the photo, like the way the game looks, is drastically different from what they first showed. I'm curious if they have changed things up at all. Do you think Kojima's gonna play? I don't think so. I think one, he's petty enough. Two, I think he really has just like put this behind. Like he doesn't even think about Metal Gear the same way. He does still retweet a lot of Metal Gear stuff. So maybe he's tempted, especially seeing David Hayter come back potentially. We're wondering about that. My freaking childhood lisp coming back. Wondering, we were wondering if like this sounds like a re-recording, right? Potentially. So if they got Hayter back, maybe Kojima's like, wait, what? You went back without me, David?
Money talks, Kojima. I mean, and what's great about, because they said, well, we were just talking about how it's pretty heavily handed. Like it's not a complete remake, you know, it's just modernized now, and it looks incredibly faithful to, as someone who just played Metal Gear Solid 3 like through and through, like what, a few months ago. I recognized every single scene in that trailer. Like I was like, oh, I know exactly what it is. Like I know exactly what's happening in that scene without being like, oh, like is that? And then like, nope, it just looks exactly like the game it did when I played it.
Yeah.
So that's to some that's probably like, you know, like, I don't want to play the same game over again. But to me, it's exciting. So I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. Like that, I think they really are just remaking what was already there with a nice coat of paint, pretty much, you know.
And I'm okay with that.
And again, they are changing the gameplay. Like the gameplay itself is becoming the modern kind of Metal Gear experience.
Which I will say, again, as someone who just replayed all the Metal Gear games, didn't age well.
I mean,
Metal Gear games.
MGS5 is the like best feeling Metal Gear game, and so like if they're bringing that into Metal Gear Solid 3, okay. What if they make the ladder longer? You know, that'd be fun.
That'd be fun. Re-recorded Snake Eater song.
Ooh, that would be nice. And I mean, you've kind of seen some of it from afar now via the Infinity Break Gaming Metal Gear streams. But I assume, yeah, you're similar to Scully here.
Yeah, I'll watch IB play it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that for me, I
interested.
am interested in this. I don't think it's a day one for me. Like, I think I'll play it eventually, you know? Like, I'll see people. I might watch speedrunners play it more than I touch it myself for a while, but it is interesting. It's an interesting project, to say the least, especially coming from Konami. Curious to see if I think if this doesn't do well, they just start
Scrap.
ignoring games again. Especially if this and Silent Hill flop, they're like, okay, fuck it. Why are we trying? Let's just go back to Pachinko.
That's where they make their money.
As we continue on here, I want to look over. I think there's discourse happening in the VGG channel about Dragon Age.
Uh-oh.
Some people are thinking yeah, you're right. Like everyone's saying that it's a mobile game, but I don't think it's I don't think it's a mobile game. Like I think all I've heard. This is Dreadwolf. This is. So I just don't know. Let's see here. We're going on to Perfect Dark. Yeah, it seems like there's lots of discourse just in general happening online right now about Dragon Age. So have fun with that.
I'd
everyone.
expect no less.
Another game similar to South of Midnight that they, showed before, got people excited about, but didn't have anything like gameplay to show, was Perfect Dark. And they finally had a big beefy 3-minute gameplay trailer. I appreciate that too. Like same thing with South of Midnight. It's like 3-4 minutes. Just here's the game. Look at it. Yeah, it's in the Xbox. Yeah, exactly. It's in the Xbox showcase. That's true. They don't own BioWare, so it's not like they have to advertise it. Yeah, that's not a mobile game.
I could see the world differently. I thought it would be like any other mission.
All right, I'm gonna take a quick. What are we calling it? SPF.
Yeah, SPF.
I was like, I need to do that too in a
Summer
second.
Here, I could just hang out with chat for a little bit, so we can.
I mean, you could play
Wow,
it. As long as
I just want to have people to talk to. I don't want to sit here alone.
isn't
Yeah, I mean, I'll just do a quick little pause. I'll go
Yes,
SPF bit while you
everyone
SPF. No, you go SPF.
Okay.
I'll say.
What's happening? Hi.
Hey, chat.
Hi, chat. Let me take a bite. We just need to, as we're getting closer to 1 p.m. here, take a second to replenish. I did. You bully me all the time. I'm never alone. I wouldn't leave you alone to pee. Thank you. Get stretched. We haunt your. Oh my god, everyone. That's not cat. This is Freya.
Yeah, this is Rhea. This is dog number 2. The younger sibling. Yeah. Get out of here. All right, I'm gonna go pee.
Okay. Hi, chat. Sorry. Not P3. Yeah, we're SPF. Freaka looks more evil around the eyes. Yeah, man. It's weird because we stayed up longer than we wanted to last night, but then it's also we slept. Like I didn't sleep the other night, but then we slept last night, but just not enough. So it's just like I'm still like I'm on this weird roller coaster of energy levels. Continue to be. Yeah, I legitimately got to bed and passed out. So have you tried sleeping more? Interesting. Nah, I won't do that. Just catching up, trying to see if there's any secret info I have anywhere in emails or anything else like that. Power nap right now? Oh, I'm on it. I think I may be jumping the shark, but I think tonight we should get proper. I think there's a decent shot we get proper sleep tonight.
You say that to me every day, and it's never happened in my life.
11 hours.
Must be nice.
My body is just like, get up, you have stuff to do. And I'm like, okay. 20 at most.
20?
Scully, were you dead? Is that what happened? Did you die for a little bit?
You like make a deal with a demon or something?
I wish I could sleep that long. I got like 7 hours of sleep last night, and I still feel like I didn't sleep. Any non-sleepers in chat?
Me.
Okay. Let me just.
Yeah, I see people are not happy about the Dragon Age.
Yeah.
So we'll see Tuesday. All of these.
That will Tuesday is gonna be a huge, and I hope the team's sitting there like, oh, we're gonna win them back on Tuesday. You know, like, or if they're like, fuck, like, oh no.
I just feel bad for them. I feel like this is one of those like series that just so many people are just chronically unhappy with. Like,
you won't make any
be
crowd
happy.
happy. Yeah, it's like you're not gonna make anyone happy, no matter what you do. You could literally just re-release Dragon Age Origins, and people still wouldn't be happy.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. But I hope they pull it off. I don't know. Hope they pull something off.
I mean, I ain't playing all that, but I'm happy for you, or I'm sorry about that.
As a, you know, I'm not as like we have some people in our community, and we know people that are just BioWare like diehards. They replay the games. They're, you know, all that stuff. I like BioWare games. You know, I like the vibes. I think in general it's hard for me to be that for anything anymore. We've talked about this before. Yeah. Because we're doing VGG, we're just going with the thing. And
yeah.
And
stream's over.
And
stream's over.
So it's like, you know, from that perspective, I liked what they showed. You know,
me too. Like I'm chilling with it. I mean, I'm not at the level of YouTube in terms of like thing, but I just don't have any loyalty to like specific brands or game series. Like, if I like it, I'll like it and I'll play it. I don't care if it's, you know, if it's God of War, but now it's an RTS. I'm like, if I liked it, I like it, you know? Like,
I think people do want it to, like, especially where Dragon Age was going, again, like I said, with the plot, a main character from the last game turning into this evil villain, like, they were into this dark fantasy like vibe, and then now they're like, we changed the game, and also it's like a heist thing now, you know, and it's like, oh, whoa, what happened to the
thing is we still don't
dark
know.
Fantasy? Yeah, that's just one mood setting trailer, but I mean, it is the trailer they decided to go with the full rebrand, you know what I mean? Like, so that's kind of confusing and upsetting a little bit, probably, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I'm just like, just wait till Tuesday or wait till the game releases before you start judging the game based on a 3-minute trailer.
Well, here's why though. they've been fucking waiting for years for anything, you know? And like it's kept getting delayed, it kept getting, and now it's changed completely, you know? Like it's like, what are you jerking us around? What do you want from us? Like, what is this game? So, you know, I get it, but yeah.
This is why ever since Max Payne 3, however many years ago I was like, man, I really hope they do something with that series, and then it just died.
Yeah.
And I held no hope. This is why I don't hold the loyalty. And now that they Remedy came out and said we're remaking Max Payne 1 and 2 into one game, I'm like, I'm excited now. I didn't waste my years, you know, being like, oh, I can't believe they did nothing. I'm like, you know, it's video games.
Yeah.
It's the video games industry.
Just be like Scully. I hold loyalty to these now. Yeah, exactly. Like the Vampire Bloodlines fans, like, same thing, right?
Them.
They're like so invested, and like that's what you want. If you're an IP holder, you want that, and so I can understand that. And then it's like, okay, why aren't you feeding us? Like, we're here, you know, like, and so I get it, you know.
I
get it, but it's not healthy.
I live my life without expectations of anyone, and especially of any company.
Yeah.
And I'm all the better for it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Fern.
Oh, Game Informer. It's the cover. The Veilguard is the cover for the Game
They're
Informer.
still publicizing magazines, publishing magazines.
Yes.
There you go.
They
I
are.
got that.
Okay. Speaking of a game that, you know, and a franchise that people were in love with, and then it went dark for a long time. Briefly came back on the 360, and then people were like, this is not the same game anymore. I hate this. What'd you do? And then now it's coming back again. Perfect Dark.
Did you do that pun on purpose? It went dark for a while.
I was going to say.
You know.
Didn't it? Perfectly.
End the stream. Press the stop streaming button, Fern.
Perfect Dark is the again on the N64. It was it Rare's follow-up after GoldenEye?
Yeah.
Okay. They wanted to make, I think they wanted to make GoldenEye 2. Like they wanted to make another James Bond first-person game. And then they were like, no, we don't want to die. You know, James Bond came back and said no. And so I said, fuck it, we're gonna make Perfect Dark, which is another, you know, secret spy kind of shooter experience. And then it got a cult following. They brought it back on the 360, and it felt very different, and people did not like it. I think that was Perfect Dark 0. Is that correct?
Correct.
And now they're all the way back, and it seems like they're heavily investing on the secret spy aspect here, as you see Joanna Dark. Is that correct? I think it is. Hacking a recording of a security guard to use that to get into places. What I want to say is, while I was watching this, it doesn't necessarily scream Perfect Dark as much to me. I think it's still, the DNA is there. I'm getting some heavy Hitman vibes watching this.
Interesting.
Where it's this kind of get in places however you want, use these interesting tools to like fuck with the guards and get them to go off their routes and things like that. And
I was getting Splinter Cell.
Yeah, we had some Splinter Cell call outs in chat. Seems like you do have like 3 different weapons there. We have our tools. We have the voice recorder, manipulation, which I think, so that seemed to be the manipulation one. Yeah, it's over here. They like highlight this computer. Seems like they like AI generated a voice of the boss of this guy and said, hey, you need to check out that monitor, you know, and then like in the world AI generated. Yeah, and then he's like, oh, okay, and then he goes over, you know. And so that's where I'm coming from, the like,
me, I'm simple man too. Oh, okay.
okay, sorry boss.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm getting that Hitman vibe, kind of, you know. And similar things where you know things go wrong and you got to shoot your way out here towards the end. Curious what this last one is. We see this like, seems that's like a dizzy, like a stun move, but like how does that work? You know, is this one of those futures people have like implants and so it's like easy to stun them that way, or is it literally like a tool you pull out? Joanna gets ambushed here at the end of this sequence. Trying to see if there's any fun things we can dissect out of this. Some fun. Yeah, you were mentioning when we were watching it live the Mirror's Edge vibes, like with the parkour.
Yeah, from the parkour.
And so that does seem to be an emphasis here, as we watched her like slide into people's legs and stuff like that. And so that's fun. Like, we don't have Mirror's Edge anymore, so why not bring that into it? And it feels like a fun interpretation of what a modern Perfect Dark would be. Like, I think that's, you know, it's more in line with it. It's not a pure action-y type thing, or a pure shooter, I guess I should say, because it's still action, right? But it's got that kind of like filmic elements of like getting into these big action choreographed sequences of, you know, diving into people and
which I wonder,
using all the tools.
Now that the trailer, you go back to the very last fight sequence with where she cracks the guy's visor. Yeah. I wonder if that's trailer or if that's like an ability, because it looks like she like cracks and like just snaps the two guys. You know, like in some games, like when you do something like a
kind of Splinter
assassination, like like, or even Assassin's Creed has that, where you can like take out multiple people at once. Like, I'm wondering if that's just trailer, like, oh, look how cool you can be, you know, in the game, or if it's like an ability.
Ooh, okay. I'm actually seeing up here. I didn't catch this. Okay, it must be. Yeah, look. Okay, so we got a 6 times counter up here.
Combo.
And I think you can see. I'm trying to get it in the darkness. There we go. It's like, oh, you get bullet penetration, speed, and blah blah blah, and then maybe she
what's
like
the little
the jumping,
like sneaky.
Better stealth in general, maybe.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And then maybe you see it. It
oh,
goes
it went down.
So it's like an ultimate.
Yeah.
So she like used it, took this guy out, and then was able to. It like snaps to the other people. So yeah, this is in game. This is a gameplay mechanic.
That's pretty cool. I like that. Because it just allows you to do. It has more creativity and more freedom to how you play the game.
Freedom of expression in gaming. That's like the new. I feel like it's one of the newer buzzwords in gaming right now. It's like we want expressive gameplay. You know, like so that you can play it how you like. I do appreciate too many games. I feel like are afraid to be a little bit gamey, to be like a little bit like. They want to be so immersive. They want to be so cinematic, right? That they're afraid to be like, you know, power-ups and, you know, stuff like that, right? Like, even God of War, I appreciate for being like, you know, here's these, you know, big, bulbous, this is your health pickup. You know what I mean? Like, this is like...
I have a name, okay?
And then there's like, you know, when you pick up those, like, the runes and stuff, it just pops up on the screen. Like, it's not like some, like, cinematic thing where he picks it up and then it takes you to a menu where it explains it. Like, no, it's just there on the screen. And, you know, that's, like, all the moves, like, are, like, really colorful. And, like, you know what I mean? Like, and so, like, to see that this game has, like, a combo multiplier that factors into the experience. I like that, too, because it is a stealth game, right? Seemingly. Like, stealth is a big part of it. Mm-hmm. But it's encouraging you to get out there and take people out and, like, you know, not just sit back and be passive here. To be that secret spy, getting in there and taking a room full of guys out.
And with that, having the HUD on and all the whole time. Like, so many games are like, we want to be as immersive as we can take the HUD away. Like, this is a video game. Like, you want to see your health, you want to see what abilities you have going, you want to see how much ammo you have left.
And if anything, I think they are trying to sell the idea that this is like her view, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is like her little like enhanced spy vision. So like it still works for that immersion, I think, for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious there, right? Like, we see in that sequence she slides under, but like, can you just miss that? Can you just like not slide under? You're like, oh shit, and then you got to find another way in. Like, that's interesting. You know, like the potential for this, like, to have like immersive sim vibes, like Deus Ex and stuff like that, like, would be System Shock. Like, I'd be curious to see how far it goes in that direction as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is another exciting, you know, here's the proper gameplay for this game that we gave you so little of before. Looked pretty good. Looked pretty good.
I like the just the setting, like the environment.
Yeah.
It, like, you know, taking place in sort of a metropolitan area, and like it actually you know, looks populated and looks alive. Like there's that sort of like almost train station looking something where we were doing like the parkour.
I don't know why it's giving like South Africa. It's giving like
It says Cairo.
okay, it's Egypt.
Oh, Egypt.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what I figured. I think in the first
There's
trailer
a-
they showed like a pyramid.
There was a sign that said right here. It says
right
Cairo.
here. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's a, and it's like a fun. It's like a fun. There's like a term for it, but it's like it's future, but it's, you know, nature's so present, you know, and it's not like. So many times you see these future aesthetics and it goes just in the cyberpunk all the way, like screens everywhere and neon and ooh, gritty, grimy, gross.
Yeah. Like it's grounded in looking sort of like a real place.
Like this, you know, like when we see those like looks into the future, it's always like, you know, like from the 50s, right? Like this is what the year 2000 is gonna look like, and it looks nothing like it. Kind of looks like the 50s, but a little bit nicer. You know what I mean? Like this feels like that kind of like, this looks familiar enough, but like with bits of technology that we don't have that like.
Yeah.
Like I swear people, whenever they look far into the future, they think we're just gonna tear literally everything we have down and rebuild with future like bubble houses and stuff. You know what I mean? Like
As if we haven't already retrofit
yeah.
every house from the 50s and 60s already. Like
Utopia punk, yeah, kinda. Yeah, it's like it's not. I feel like it's like not like, oh, this is the perfect world, like, right? Like there is supposed to be this element that there's things fucked up, and I think you see that in the fact that, like, I mean, that first shot, right? Like, yes, it's in Cairo, but like to have this be all that the city is, like, I feel like Cairo must be bigger than that, right? And you can see there's like, you know, stuff seemingly like buried almost. So like, you know, there is still some element that like things aren't going perfect here, you know, but they're the focus on nature all throughout this trailer, right? Like we see these plants here on the rooftop and everything. It's really nice.
trying to get the gays in.
I just thought of something horrendous. I know there's gonna be some Gamergate chuds being like, when are they gonna make women hot in games again? Look, she has a chin. What? Like that's what I say. Like that's the thing they're gonna, you know, just like with Aloy, they're like, she's not hot. She has hair on her face. You
They're
know,
already saying that though. Is the thing.
that's what I'm saying. Like I
They're
think
never not saying
that's
that.
what it just continues to keep happening. You know, and
I
Why
wonder
is her-
how many people are so mad that like so many of the games shown today actually had like femme protagonists.
probably a lot.
Probably most of them.
Which is funny because I think a lot of those shitty gamers have tried to like latch on to Xbox because PlayStation's been more progressive in some of their things, you know, and so they're like, Xbox, you know, blah blah blah. But I guess now it's kind of shifted because PlayStation just had Stellar Blade and that was the whole thing. You know how it is.
You know gamers how they is.
Well, you know, I don't know. I'm gonna focus on the ones that I'm really excited about. Fable looked good. Again, we talked about it a little bit, like just a fun tone. It's interesting because it is so silly that like now that it's so realistic, or like, you know, more trending towards that photorealism, like it does feel like the character, the vibe is a little bit drained, right? Like part of what made the original Fable so fun was that it's like these like thick, bouncy little characters around, like kicking chickens and stuff, and now this is like so realistic that it's like I don't know how I feel about the aesthetic matching that like silly tone.
I agree.
But I think the humor is still present, and I like a bit of British humor. We're you know, we're big into shows like Taskmaster and stuff, so like you get the vibe of some of those. Like I feel like we're gonna play that and then we're gonna hear like, oh, that's that guy from that like season 5 of Taskmaster. Yeah, that's my main worry, but like it's nice to see what seems to be gameplay in this briefly, you know.
I will say there was one thing missing from this trailer that has me worried.
The chicken.
No, a demon door.
I wanted to
those
see
demon doors just make fun of you.
Oh, I did want to see someone kick a chicken. I think she did that in the first trailer, maybe. Winter Burrow, because I want to give us a quick break, or just like, you know, another SPF if we need it, and just chill, and then we'll start introing the PC gaming show here in a second. This looked really cute. This is Winter Burrow. This was like the indie.
The one token
indie.
The one token indie. I did see that RPG, they said that's an independent studio. I mean, obviously they have a lot of budget, clearly, but this is like what we know. This is like the kind of thing we'd see in wholesome games. This is the kind of thing we see.
Look at the little guy.
A little mouse survival crafting game. Looks really cute. Yeah, it seems like it has like
heartbreaking,
a very intense storyline of like, I think you'll see at the end of this trailer, she's like looking for her auntie. Yeah, okay, so the bridge to your aunt's house is broken, so you have to try to survive the winter while working on repairing it. I really liked, it's like, yeah, making an axe, but then eventually we do see the mouse come back to the chair and just like knit a hat. Like, just looks so cute. I like that I look back on the I look back in the chat and it looks like Madra is going to this game. I know it's not about this. Yeah, love a little world.
And then there's just like seemingly frozen dead other mice out here.
Yeah. So there's
it's like kind
some
of
fucked up things. So you go, oh my. I think she says auntie. Yeah, auntie. And I just yoink. So that looks really good. Coming from Noodle Cake and Pine Creek Games.
I wonder what PC means.
Like,
a lot of these trailers had Steam, like it just had Steam.
That's
so
true.
PC mean like Windows, the Windows Game Store.
I feel like this maybe it's like it's gonna be on more than.
It could be like on Epic and Steam and
itch,
GOG. Yeah, itch.
Yeah, GOG. There you go. Viddy's shout out GOG. Here was the first like everyone's sitting up. Hold on. This is Mixtape, and I'll turn this up a little bit just so for people. This is basically you take an 80s coming of age film and make it a game. Like truly. There's some kind of supernatural elements, but otherwise it's still like, hey, what are you kids doing here on the day you're supposed to be in class? You know, like that's the game. This is coming from the guys that made The Artful Escape. And I think this just looks like so joyful.
I want to ride a flaming stallion.
So silly.
Yes.
Looks so unique and so cool.
From Beethoven and Dinosaur comes an adventure, a lifetime in
Just like all these like silly like it's gonna be clearly a very musical game, which
makes sense.
Yeah.
Coming from Artful Escape.
Avoiding the law and maybe something.
Yeah, I'm
a
in.
little more.
And yeah, the little bits of
Can I stand up?
magical realism going on here, as you know, it's very much like how they feel manifesting in these sequences of like, oh, we're flying, we're floating around, you know. Yeah, I'm in. Like Fish pointed out, the soundtrack.
What are we gonna think of
What a
ourselves in
soundtrack,
10
you know,
years?
lineup.
I'll just
Yeah, this
remember to tell
looks great.
myself it felt important at the time.
Your greatest memories are stored in music.
Even the narration having like the classic.
In Mixtape.
Were we just riding a dinosaur, by the way?
Noise
I think so.
Okay.
You never feel like you're riding a dinosaur?
You're right. I do feel that way a lot of the time.
Not since I was a teen.
If you haven't played The Artful Escape, by the way, check the game out. It's basically a trans story. It's beautiful. It's a really good game. Really fun. It's just a stunning to look at kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
Something a game called The Artful Escape is stunning to look at.
This I opened just because we kind of missed this trailer.
I was like, I was about to say, I'm glad you pulled this one up because I feel like we missed when we were switching over.
It's only a minute, so we can just watch it real quick.
And yes, Scully, not like
Not explicitly,
explicit,
but it
it's,
is.
It's very much like, as a trans person, I like read that. It's very metaphorical, like.
It's about identity. It's about people telling you can't be that, and you deciding to be like, no, I can, and I will.
It's like very much.
And that's who
got
I
all
am.
the themes.
I just received the blessing of a lifetime.
What'd you get?
What's that?
Shazam just like, because someone's like texting me, I was like, oh, are you hungry? Like, you want me to make you some food? And I was like, oh, like nothing that like wouldn't take like a long time to make, right? So I was like, I don't want just like chips or something. Like, I want lunch. And then they just walked in here with this.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. What is it?
Look at that
Little
plating.
gyoza?
Yeah,
Oh,
gyoza. That looks good. Shout out
What a
Shazam.
hero. We love
Shout out
Shazam.
Shazam,
What
man.
the hell? They put us in a different video. So yeah, Fragpunk. We like, once again I ended up not really watching it.
Oops.
But when we were seeing it at the time, like I was like, oh, I'm sad because Friends vs. Friends is basically this, and I think that game's really cool because it's a card-based. Like you change the rules of the world actively as you're fighting in it. I think this one seems like it's more in the moment you can change it, and it is like bigger team-based maybe, where Friends vs. Friends is like 2v2s, and you
I
pick.
think I saw 5v5.
Oh, 5v5. Oh, no, yeah, okay. 5v5, and then, yeah, Friends vs. Friends is 2v2s. And you pick your cards ahead of time in Friends vs. Friends, which is always fun because it's almost like it's like a chess match of, like, you know. So check out Friends vs. Friends is what I want to say. Because that's a really cool game. So, Fragpunk looks interesting. This was stunner. I cannot believe.
Where's Glory?
Where's Glory? Is Glory here?
Life is Strange?
No, Glory. Yeah, Glory. Did you play Life is Strange? I just want to.
I feel like you
Ask
would,
that
but
first.
I don't know.
Feels like you would have. Let's get that response first because I feel like I want to have that pop off with someone else. No one else here is there with us. I have so many questions about this game now too. Like, where's the other person? What's going on there? Did they make a canon decision about the ending?
I feel like Shazam might be a Life is Strange nerd. I don't know. I watched someone play the first.
Glory's not here. We
how
have
many-
3 minutes.
I was gonna say,
But
just do it.
it's Life is Strange, not a sequel. Well, I guess it is, but I mean, it's not like Life is Strange 3, Life is Strange, it's Life is Strange Double Exposure. It is the newest chapter in Max Caulfield's life, the main character of the first ever Life is Strange. She's saying she stopped using her powers of like time control, and now it's manifested in a way that it literally splits realities, and you're going through these two alternate realities, one where your best friend isn't dead and one where she is killed and you're trying to solve who killed her
And prevent it.
yeah, and so you're like jumping between these two realities. That's fascinating. Maybe that's gonna ultimately be the way to answer what's the canon ending of the original game, is like we don't realize that this is actually one of those splintered alternate realities, and so the one where like the friend isn't dead is also the one where that other character from Life is Strange 1 is around. Something like that would be really interesting. But yeah, I mean, shocker. Like we couldn't even, I mean, like that doesn't, I guess it kind of looks like her, but like it's not her voice. She's so much older here that it was like hard to, like, they made this a reveal, but you're like, huh?
Yeah.
And then
I was
like,
still like, who is that?
but then as it goes on and you realize it's Life is Strange, I was like, wait, is this Max? Is this Max? Like, and sure enough, it's Max Caulfield from the first game. So that's pretty cool.
1 minute.
Yeah.
1 minute.
I don't think Indiana Jones just looks great. Honestly, like truly felt like an Indiana Jones movie. And then the last two I just kind of want to look over and see if we could see any unique things about them, but not really.